Have you ever been so sure about something, only to later realize you were completely wrong? David Hume, one of the greatest philosophers from Scotland, argued that much of what we think we know is actually built on nothing more than habit and perception. His challenge to certainty shook the foundations of philosophy, and it still matters today. Hume dared to ask, "Can we ever truly know anything with absolute certainty?" And his answer wasn't what most people wanted to hear. Imagine living in the 1700s, surrounded by rising science and bold ideas. While others were building systems of reason, Hume stepped forward and said, "Hold on. What if our minds are playing tricks on us?" That bold skepticism made him both feared and admired. In this video, we're going to explore 10 powerful life lessons from David Hume. Lessons about doubt, human nature, morality, and how to live wisely in a world where certainty is rare. By the end, you'll understand why Hume's insights are not just abstract philosophy, but tools that can help you think more clearly, question assumptions, and navigate uncertainty in your own life. So what if the limits of your knowledge are actually the key to living a wiser life? Let's find out. Lesson 1. Embrace uncertainty. Hume believed that certainty is often an illusion. We think we know the world, but most of our knowledge comes from repeated experiences, not absolute truth. For example, when you strike a match, you expect it to light because it always has before. But Hume reminds us, that expectation is just habit, not proof. The lesson? Embrace uncertainty. Instead of demanding absolute answers, learn to live with probabilities. It's a mindset that keeps you flexible, humble, and open to new possibilities. Lesson 2. Question authority and tradition. In Hume's time, many people accepted religious or political authority without question. Hume encouraged skepticism, not to destroy faith or order, but to remind us that beliefs should be tested by reason and experience. In your own life, this means don't simply accept ideas because they come from a trusted source. Question traditions, examine advice, and test claims against reality. Skepticism is not cynicism, it's the courage to think for yourself. Lesson 3. Experience is the teacher of truth. Hume argued that all knowledge begins with experience. Unlike philosophers who built grand systems out of pure reason, Hume grounded philosophy in the real observable world. The lesson is simple but powerful. Trust experience. Learn from what you see, what you try, and what you live. You don't need to read 10 books about swimming. You need to get into the water. Knowledge that comes from experience lasts far longer than theories in the abstract. Lesson 4. Be wary of human bias. Hume understood human psychology deeply. He knew we are not perfectly rational beings. We are guided by habits, emotions, and hidden biases. For instance, we often confuse correlation with causation. If two events happen together, we assume one caused the other. But Hume warned against such leaps. The lesson for us: slow down before drawing conclusions. Recognize your own biases and how easily the mind can trick you. Clear thinking begins with humility about your own limits. Lesson 5. Morality comes from human sentiment. Unlike those who believed morality was handed down from logic or divine command, Hume believed it arises from human feeling. Compassion, sympathy, and shared emotions are the true roots of right and wrong. That means morality isn't some abstract set of rules. It is grounded in our nature as human beings who care about each other. The lesson is timeless. Cultivate empathy. The more we connect emotionally with others, the stronger and more genuine our sense of morality becomes. Lesson 6. Habits shape our beliefs. Hume famously explained that much of what we believe isn't based on logic but on habit. If something happens repeatedly, we expect it to happen again. That's why you assume the sun will rise tomorrow, because it always has. The lesson? Pay attention to your habits because they quietly shape your worldview. Good habits build trust in yourself and in life. Bad habits reinforce false beliefs and hold you back. In many ways, changing your habits means changing your reality. Lesson 7. Passions drive human action. While many philosophers celebrated reason as the master of life, Hume turned the idea upside down. He said, "Reason is and ought only to be the slave of the passions." What he meant is that reason alone doesn't move us. Desire, emotion, and passion give us energy to act. Reason simply guides those passions. The lesson? Don't fight your emotions. Understand them. Use reason as a compass, but let passion provide the drive. The key is balance. Passion fuels you. Reason directs you. Lesson 8. Value tolerance and humility. Hume lived in a time of deep religious and political conflict. His skepticism made him a target, yet he never turned bitter. Instead, he championed tolerance and humility, knowing that no one holds the entire truth. The lesson here is simple. Be tolerant of different views. Don't assume your perspective is the only one. Humility opens the door to dialogue, cooperation, and even wisdom. Lesson 9. Knowledge should be practical. For Hume, philosophy wasn't about building castles in the clouds, it was about improving everyday life. He believed knowledge should make us better thinkers, more compassionate humans, and wiser decision-makers. So the lesson is, don't chase knowledge just for show. Ask yourself, how does this insight help me live better or help others live better? Practical wisdom is worth more than abstract theory. Lesson 10. True wisdom lies in moderation. In the end, Hume's philosophy points to a life of moderation. Extreme doubt leads to paralysis, while blind certainty leads to arrogance. The wise person accepts uncertainty, values experience, balances passion with reason, and seeks steady improvement rather than perfection. The final lesson? Live with balance. Don't cling too tightly to beliefs, but don't let doubt consume you either. True wisdom is learning to walk confidently in the middle ground. As we've explored these 10 lessons from David Hume, a theme becomes clear. Certainty is rare, but wisdom grows when we face life with humility, curiosity, and balance. Hume teaches us that knowledge begins with experience, that our passions drive us more than reason, and that morality is rooted in our shared humanity. He reminds us that habits shape belief and that true wisdom lies not in extremes but in moderation. So let me ask you, which of Hume's lessons speaks most to you? Is it his warning to question authority, his call to embrace uncertainty, or his belief that empathy is the foundation of morality? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how Hume's ideas connect with your life. And if this video inspired you, hit the like button to help others discover it. Subscribe to the channel for more timeless lessons from the world's greatest philosophers. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next deep dive into philosophy and life. Thank you for watching and for joining me in exploring the wisdom of David Hume. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep living with curiosity.